Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, no, you're not seeing double. We're back on Mega Random with 2 town centers, 12 villagers, 2 scouts, and a whole bunch of Piggly Wigglies for every player as Mr. Yo, playing as the Mongols in red, gets ready to take on Hera, playing as the Bohemians in blue. Now, while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to make heads or tails of where the hell they've landed, let's take a look at the civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Mongols, an incredibly fast cavalry-centric civilization. Their scout cavalry line units come with extra line of sight. Their cav archers fire faster. Their light cav, their hussars, and their steppe lancers all come with extra HP. And their unique unit is the Mangadai, one of the most OP units in the game. A fast-firing, quick cavalry archer with a nice attack bonus against siege weapons and siege units. Now, to keep up with their incredibly fast army on the field of battle, the Mongols can upgrade all of their siege units to move 50% faster. If you haven't seen that, I really do hope we get to see the drill upgrade in this game. Man, oh man, does it turn their siege units into bumper cars, which is super fun and hilarious to watch. Now, to help support their military endeavors, Mongol hunters do work faster, which may benefit, maybe not, maybe. How many huntables are there? It doesn't look like there's a lot of huntables on this map. Actually, not that many at all. Okay, so it won't really come into play this game unless we're counting these wild boars. And their houses themselves can be upgraded so that they don't lose population space if they get destroyed. Now, controlling the northern, being the northwest, and the northeast perimeters of the map, we've got Hera playing as the Bohemians, very much a civilization that pushes its players towards gunpowder units by making the chemistry upgrade and hand cannoneers available in Castle Age. Think Burgundian Cavaliers. That is what the Bohemians get with hand cannoneers. They also have access to an upgrade that increases the speed of all gunpowder units. And unless you think they are a one-trick hand cannoneer pony, the Bohemians are not. They have access to 2 other very powerful, unique gunpowder units. First, the Hussite Wagon, an incredibly tanky, powerful siege unit, sometimes referred to as the Mobile Wall. Why? Because it can actually protect the units behind it from enemy projectiles by cutting the damage of those projectiles in half. The second, the Haufnitze. This is an upgraded version of the Bombard Cannon and one that comes with more HP, better armor, higher damage. And that's not enough. I have to take a breath because I'm going to continue a wider blast radius and a massive 250 attack bonus against buildings. Now remember, the cost of upgrading your Bombard Cannon to a Haufnitze, basically the same as going up to Imperial Age. So man, oh man, get your resources in line as I see Mr. Yo already heading up to Feudal. Now, to back up their expensive but very powerful gunpowder units on the field of battle, the Bohemians actually have a few pretty interesting features and bonuses. To start with, their spearman line units do deal 25% extra bonus damage, which may prove problematic for our Mongol if we see things like steppe lancers, light cav, hussars, etc. And you can completely evolve. Ooh, is he going to take the geese? Is he going to take the geese? No, he leaves them for Hera. You can completely evolve your monk line by researching an upgrade that replaces the entire gold cost of monks and monk upgrades with food. That essentially turns Bohemian monks into trash units. Super cool feature, which, I mean, I say this about all features, bonuses, and upgrades. I hope we get to see that in this game. Now, as everyone who's ever played Age of Empires, watched and enjoyed this game knows, gunpowder units are pretty darn expensive. So to help pay for them, universities and blacksmiths cost less wood. Mining camp upgrades come free of charge. Markets work 80% faster, and villagers are harder to raid because they do benefit from 2 monk upgrades that make them move faster. I'm talking about fervor, and have more HP. I mean sanctity. So not exactly Spanish villagers, but pretty damn good upgrades to have applied to your villagers. Those are the 2 civilizations. These are the 2 tank players that we're watching today. Mr. Yo's already in Feudal. Hera, off the back of 4 extra villagers, is still a minute and a half away. And when, oh when, is the last time we saw a game where a player hits Feudal with 38 villagers on an open map? I was mid-sentence. I realized, you know what, maybe on a closed map, maybe on a fortress, maybe on arena, maybe with a regicide game. But no, man, oh man, on an open map like this. By the way, speaking of the map, let's take a look at where our battle will happen today. As you can see, we've got a bit of a plateau here, the Lost World. Arthur Conan Doyle's Lost World. Who knows what kind of animals? I mean, we know what kind of animals. Snow leopards are up here. A little bit of gold. A little bit of stone, probably not enough to make the players rush into the center. Not exactly a pit of gold, if you know what I'm talking about. But aside from that, pretty damn hilly slash wooded land. Lots and lots of resources for both players, especially with 2 starting bases. And the location of forests, the fact that there's no giant forests might make this very problematic for our Bohemian. Why do I say that? Because our Mongol has speed, and our Mongol has cav archers and has Mangudai. The Bohemians do not have cav archers. So in the later stages of the game, I mean, these forests are not thick at all. Imagine, I mean, I'm pointing to the Mongol one. Let's point to a Bohemian one. Take a look at this forest. A few well-placed cav archers here, a few well-placed cav archers here or here, some Mangudai, and all of a sudden, Hera's going to find himself running out of wood very quickly. But that's neither here nor there. Let's take a look at what the players are doing as they continue sussing each other's starting positions out. Although, wait a second, Hera taking a bit of a relaxed approach when it comes to scouting. He saw one of the forward positions of Mr. Yo, has not seen the fact that there's 2 stables here. Mr. Yo, though, non-stop scouting. Take a look at what he's seen. Oh my goodness, look at this. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen, but look at the amount of scouting that our Mongol already has. Our Bohemian, damn. Now, I consider Hera to be the best early game scouter, and he is now out on the map with 2 scouts. Might want to separate them. Lately, Age of Empires has made it very difficult for casters by clumping these units. It kind of looks like one, and I'm having a bit of a fuzzy, blurry vision issue. But no, there is in fact 2 scouts. Hera heading up to castle. Mr. Yo already there. And he is going step lancers. But remember, the Bohemians, again, they're monks. Oh my god, they're monks. They're pike, I mean. Now, I've confused monks with knights before, but never with pikemen and halberdiers. That 22 attack bonus becomes what, 27 or 28? And that 32 bonus attack for halberdiers becomes 40. 40 attack bonus against cavalry. So like I said, both players have to tiptoe around each other a little bit. Build orders are going to be very important. And by that, I don't mean, you know, allocate 4 villagers on wood, then 2 on stone, then 1 on gold, then 2 back on food, etc. By build orders, maybe I should be more specific. Army compositions are going to be very important. Mr. Yo poking in the western perimeter of Hera's eastern base at the same time as Hera leads a few of Mr. Yo's units on a merry little chase. And looks like Mr. Yo is going to be able to penetrate the base here, but a castle going up already defensive. It looks like on the left, Hera already has a preemptive wall off, but has abandoned gold, berries, and stone to get this done. Okay, so what is the point of this colony here? Is this just going to be all food? I mean, he's got more berries in the back. Like I said, this is a very lush map. And Mr. Yo for now, okay, sees the castle, says, you know what, I'll have your castle. I'll just pivot to the left. And that's exactly what he's doing. I'm just going to keep an eye on you. And if you try to move out, I'm going to know about it. And if you try to do anything, I'm going to know about it before you even know about it. And now Hera, finally, at the 14-minute mark of the game, knows where his opponent's stuff is. A Scorpion. I mean, Mr. Yo's throwing the kitchen sink at Hera here. We've got 5 step lancers, 2 scout cavalry from the initial stages of the game, a mangonel and a Scorpion, but okay. All right, we're seeing Hussite wagons. Now, these units, if you have not been in the loop, let's say, with the last patch that came out, the last upgrade to Age of Empires, this unit has been changed, and honestly, no one knows if it's been changed for the better or for the worse. No one knows. Now, why do I say no one knows? Before I launch into that, let's just keep an eye on these step lancers. Another castle for Hera. Another Hussite wagon for Hera. Are we going to get to see a meme build out of Hera? Is he going to build only Hussite wagons? So far, he's zoning Mr. Yo out quite well in both bases. Mr. Yo with a castle of his own on the plateau. But why do I say it's a big question mark? Their HP was reduced. Their initial attack, remember, they used to fire 2 separate attacks. A first volley and then a secondary volley. The first volley has been made weaker. The secondary has been made stronger, both by the amount of damage and the number of projectiles. And now they fire all at once, which apparently, according to the experts, makes them much easier to micro. So you'll take a look. You see they fire one big cannonball and a few small little balls. they fire them all at once. And that's apparently, like I said, according to the expert, going to make them much easier to micro, because you don't have to move, wait, stop, and wait for the secondary projectile to hit. You can now just treat them like every other kind of cavalry archer slash mangonel unit, I guess. But for now, holy moly, the Steppe Lancers in conjunction with the mangonel managed to destroy a whole bunch of these mobile walls, these Hussite wagons in the center of the map. Mysterio's army count identical basically to Hera's, although villager count, he is 11 villagers ahead. And again, he's just, what is he doing? What is the logic behind this build? He's got Steppe Lancers, he's got knights, he's got mangonels, obviously, for the Hussite wagons. Now remember, villagers also should come with a nice attack bonus against heavy, or what am I remembering? Villagers have also been changed so that they come with a plus, oh man, I forget the exact amount, 3, 6 attack bonus against heavy siege armor. Now there's only 2 units in the game. There are only 2 units in the game that have that armor class. The first, the Khmer, the Khmer Ballista Elephant, and the second is this beautiful wooden build. Oh my god, I was gonna say build wooden unit with these tubes, these pipes, these guns sticking out of it. So we'll see if the villagers decide to join in on the attack. I don't really see an attack bonus here. Stone defense 6. I'm gonna look it up, but I'm pretty sure that the villagers have been upgraded in the last patch as well to come with extra attack boost. In any event, Hera expanding outside his initial settlement with his first extra town center. Mysterio looks like he already has his extra town center, and Hera has reclaimed the gold, the stone, the berries, and now he's laying claim to the center of the map. But there is a Mongol castle, and now there's, oh no, Mangudai out. The one big risk with these Hussite wagons when you're playing against the Mongols, I guess I should say 2 big risks. Number one, the Mangudai, which I believe right now comes with a 3 attack bonus. There it is against siege, and these guys have, among their various armor classes that they have, siege is one of them. Where is it? There it is. But also Mongol siege itself. The Mongol siege line again with drills. Oh man, I can't even imagine onagers or siege onagers. Not that we're even there yet. Both players firmly in Castle Age, both players firmly out of resources. Although Mysterio's gathering a bit more gold. Actually, no, right as I say that, Hera catches up with 25 villagers on gold. Is he rushing up to Imperial? Who knows? Right now we're having a bit of a standoff here in the center. I remember in the beginning of the game when I said the players, because there's not a lot of resources here, are not going to rush into the center plateau. Well, guess what the players are doing? They're rushing into the center plateau. That happens. Mysterio looks like he stopped military production. He's got 7 Mangudai, 2 Steppe Lancers, a scout unit, a knight, a monk, a mangonel, and 103 villagers. Hera off of 89. I see he's built another town center here off to the edge of the world. And in they come. Oh man, they are getting gunned down. So Hera taking the better trade here, but take a look at the HP on these Hussite wagons. It's down 900. A third of its HP gone. Repair some of these Hussite wagons. I mean, he killed a bunch of Mysterio's units, but not, number one, not exactly expensive units, and number two, he took a bunch of damage from those mangonels, and both players heading up to Imperial. Mysterio with what, a 15-second advantage. Oh my god, Mysterio and his vision is just ridiculous. Hera has Hera hasn't even seen that this outpost is here. He doesn't know he's getting spied on. Oh my god, this is like the Truman Show outpost. There's what's the name of that actor? Oh my goodness, what the hell is the name of that actor? The bad guy from The Rock. I think you're insane, General Shaw, says Sean Connery to this actor whose name I can't remember because he hasn't really been in anything in a long time. Not since the late 90s, early 2000s. I don't think I've seen him in a lot. What the hell? Anyway, you guys know who I'm talking about. The guy who watches Truman in The Truman Show. If you are over the age of 30, you know what movie I'm talking about, or should I say 35. So Hera is repairing his Hussite wagons. He's got one villager left, repairing another castle for him. 4 castles. Man, oh man, did I call this wrong in the beginning? I thought Mr. Yo would be doing his usual Hydra attack in 5 different locations. Instead, they are just gearing up for one big battle in the middle, it seems like. Both players are going to be in Imperial soon. Let's take a look at who can build more Trebs. Hera only has 400 wood, so he's limited to 2 Trebs. Mr. Yo almost at 800. He can get 4, plus he can build them one at a time out of 4 different castles. Masonry to make his building stronger. Chemistry to make his units stronger. Okay. Mr. Yo immediately builds 3 Trebs. He can build 2 more. Hera can build 3 of his own. He is building 3 of his own. Training 3 of his own. Okay, Mr. Yo also expanding his non-siege upgrades. And Hera here, he's going, okay, now he's going to see this outpost. So he's going to know Mr. Yo's had vision for a long time. By the way, look at Mr. Yo's vision. Okay. Needs a bit more on the right side. Not that there's anything happening here. But having hit Imperial first, his Trebs will come out first. Hera's Trebs come out right as his first castle takes a pounding. It is at half HP, and I didn't even finish a sentence yet. Holy moly, another backup castle. Mr. Yo's got enough stone for one more castle. Hera's castle is demolished. It collapses into the ground, and for some reason I thought this red symbol here was the pole symbol as it crashes into the ground. But let's see, we've got a nice battle shaping up here. Nothing else going on in the map. Mangonel gets a good shot off, but Hera is staggering his units. Mangudai, are they elite? No, but their attack upgrades look like they are fully upgraded. He's going to have Parthian tactics in a minute soon, so his armor is going to be nice and juicy soon. Not exactly a lot of spearmen on the map. Hera venturing a little bit too close with his bombard, just loses it immediately. Another one being trained. He does not have the resources to go to Hafnitze. He is building more and more of these carts. Villager count identical. Army count very, very similar, but I'm starting to get a little worried here for Hera. These Hussite wagons, based on their description, if you read about them, they're more of a supporting unit. Designed to save units like the, for example, if Mr. Yo was to fire on the trebuchets, his arrows would only do half the damage. And oh no, let's take a look at their attack speed. Can't be that fast. 3.5 against fully upgraded 1.4. Oh my god. Mr. Yo's units just fire 2.5 times faster, and oh my god, oh my goodness, what an absolute bloodbath. What an absolute bloodbath. Hera knocked down to 8 army count, has a good amount of resources, but now he's lost the center position, and with losing the center position, I mean, we saw what the Viper can do when he pendulumed his way into I'm not going to spoil it, when he basically created a pendulum strategy, I believe, against Mr. Yo with the Bengalis, and he established himself in the center and then just kept poking left, poking straight, poking right, poking straight, poking left, just swinging like a grandfather clock hand. But man, okay, not the longest of games. I kind of want to see that again, because the Hussite Wagon, the HP was reduced, but it's still not bad. It's still 180 HP with 7 pierce armor. But I suspect it's with the Mangudai because they only attack on a 10 and they're not elite. So their attack bonus is only a 3, not a 5 against siege. I really suspect it's the attack speed that really won Mr. Yo this battle and ultimately the game. 1.4 attack speed again versus 3.5. That is insane. 2.5 times faster firing. So watch it on slow-mo, but let me get the HPs in. Bear with me. You guys know I love sometimes to watch battles in reverse. Okay, so now we've got all the Hussite wagons. Most of the Hussite wagons. So we've got 27 Mangudai, 17 Hussite wagons. The HP is identical because the Hussite wagon is just such a tanky unit. And by the way, the Hussite wagons are engaging into a castle firing zone. But with their pierce armor, not too sure the castles are going to put more of a dent than these Mangudai. Let's see what happens. Bombard cannon for Hera in the back, not really doing much. And you can see that the projectiles, the big balls and the little balls, are all being fired at once. So in the blink of an eye, about half. Okay, right now about half. of the Hussite wagons die. I don't know where this one's going on the right. It's attacking the Treb? Okay, you know what? The fact that Hera is attacking the Trebs here suggests to me that he GG'd because, yeah, he's just going to lose the center position. If he wanted to keep going, if he wanted to trade army out for army, he would not have been attacking the Trebs. He would have been using the 7 range compared to the 7 range to attack the Mangudai and not entering into castle firing areas. Does he still have his bombard cannon? What killed the bombard cannon? Anyway, probably who's kidding who. I'm going to guess either a Treb or a Mangudai. But man, look at that pile of rubbish, that pile of wood and twisted metal. These poor Hussite wagons and the poor people inside of the Hussite wagons. Yikes, they're underneath all of this. But Hera loses control of the center, which honestly, I didn't think was that important in the beginning of the game. But that just goes to show you. This is exactly why I hate to predict things. Take a look, Hera's villager count identical, basically, to Mr. Yo's, but positioning is more important. Now, like I said, look at these wood lines. Look how exposed these villagers are going to be to Mangudai. How many Trebs does he has left? 5 Trebs. And Hera, he's got a good amount of resources. Don't get me wrong. Hussite wagons are not cheap. 110 wood, 70 gold. So he can really build only 6 more of them based on his limited wood count. But again, Mr. Yo is just going to take these Mangudai. Oh, look, you have villagers here. Oh, look, you have villagers here. Oh, you have villagers here. You got villagers here. Look how exposed these are. And that's just the nature of the beast when the map is so open and the little tufts of forests are not that thick and don't provide that much protection. And I think Hera saw 5 or 6 moves ahead and knew that he was about to lose not only this castle, but probably 30 to 50 villagers, and knew that even though he's got a good amount of resources, he has doubled down on a meme build of the unique unit. And so he'll have only 2 castles left, 6 available Hussite wagons, which are just going to get sniped by Mr. Yo, who, by the way, is going up to elite Mangudai. Not that Hera knows that, but we do. And wow. Okay, a fun game. Not the longest of games, but a super fun game. A nice head-on collision between these 2 players is never bad. But Hera opting to go out, to go for the trebuchets, sacrifices and loses all of his Hussite wagons. He's got 7 left, but really only 3 of them, or actually 2. This one's dead. It's in mid-death animation. He's only got 2 literal units in the field, on the field of battle in front of us. And because he just lost way too much, gave up way too much positioning, and exposes the juicy innards of his villagers, look at how clumped and exposed they are just everywhere. I think Hera realizes it, decides to fight another day. Mr. Yo gets the W, but wow, what a fun game. GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.